For this, the sixth video for the Spiritual Aloneness series that I'm doing, I turned to a fairly long passage from John Rusbrecht. And before we do that, let's take a moment just to acknowledge and experience, if we can, God's loving presence so close to us. Rusbrecht writes, "The grace of the Holy Spirit is revealed in a person's heart. If then people wish to accept God's grace, they open their hearts and will to God and receive God's grace and interior working with a joyful spirit. At once, their affection toward God outweighs and overcomes their inordinate affection toward all creatures, though it does not overcome every inordinate inclination or desire of nature. For a holy life is a knightly service in which one must hold fast in the battle. For this reason, if you wish to begin a good life and remain in it forever, you must sincerely intend and love God above all things. This intention will always lead you toward what you love, and in love you will practice, embrace, and possess what you love. You will base your entire life on this, and always be occupied with your beloved with great desire. You will thus savor and experience God's goodness each time you turn within." There is so much there that I can only comment on one or two things that I think are really powerful for me. One is to be occupied with your beloved. In the aloneness that we live, if we focus on the loneliness, which can be so much a part of our lives, we forget that we have this opportunity to occupy ourselves with the beloved, that instead of being overcome by loneliness, we might just find ourselves being drawn ever more closely into this life with the beloved. The second thing that I want to underscore is that we have this chance through our aloneness to come more closely into this heart and will, to turn our heart and will to God and to receive grace from God. There are few things that really can perhaps distract us if we really move in this beautiful direction of allowing our hearts with a joyful spirit to reach out to God. And then the last is this inordinate desires, that they bring us often great pain because they encourage us to want things that either aren't meant for us, or that the lack of which brings us into a certain sadness. When we find fulfillment in God, but it's a fulfillment we in some ways have to fight for, because we have to remind ourselves how much we have in giving ourselves to God, because constantly we are bombarded with messages that are different. Other things will satisfy us. But Rusbrecht so wisely points out that in this battle, we can find great joy because we turn to the one who fulfills us truly, and we live in that fulfillment with great joy.